Thank you so much for joining in on Markets at Lunch with those trading ideas. Let's get your fundamental view on the market as well. ANIL REGO, founder and CEO of Right Horizons, joins us now live on the show with his street view at lunch. He joins in live from Bangalore as always. Afternoon, Anil. First up, obviously the market is already expecting a 25 basis point rate cut. Do you think this expectation could go horribly wrong if the inflation number surprises tomorrow on the upside?
Yes, definitely. Everybody is watching the inflation number tomorrow very carefully, and I think a lot would depend on the rate cut on the inflation numbers. Especially that today I think for the government as well, the focus is on curtailing inflation. They have already enough of political issues around that, so I think that's going to be a priority. So it may one hope that it doesn't impact growth. I would clearly hope that and I've been stating this position for some time, that RBI comes out with something a little more aggressive, and actually the industry needs it. Otherwise we are already seeing 2 months of very poor growth. We will probably see that continuing. So industry really needs some bit of respite, and one really hopes that they go aggressive, and even a repo cut of 0.5% would actually be the ideal, I think, at this point of time.
Anil, what about the prospects of diesel car manufacturers? Because now there is talk of a duty being slapped. How damaging could it be? Because today we're seeing negative reaction come in on M&M and Maruti, and very deep one at that.
Yeah, definitely. I would. It's really unfortunate that a few sectors of the economy are relatively stable, and again that goes a little bit into a tailspin. I think something like this could have been considered at a better time when the economy is in the current shape that it is. Growth is where it is. I would have avoided such tinkering around. And plus, I'm not sure that the strategy is right. I mean, should you have additional costs on the capital side, or should you have maybe a differential diesel pricing for passenger vehicles, etc., for consumer vehicles? So I think that is a big question that one would like to ask, and one hopes that we don't see any more of these dents, and they would definitely impact growth.
What about RCom in the telecom space? The stocks rallying in trade after the Singapore exchange gave the company eligibility to list Flag Telecom. There's finally some movement as far as raising equity is concerned. How would you play this counter?
So I think Flag Telecom definitely has been a jewel for RCom, but of course I would rather go with long-term stable, larger cap stocks, and maybe a stock like RCom, higher volatile, higher beta. Maybe investors who want to look at a quick trade can maybe take advantage of them. But I would rather go by large cap, larger names like a Bharti Airtel, and have a stable counter, considering the current market outlook.
Anil, what about the entire consumption theme? We just had an exclusive chat with ITC's Vice Deveshwar, and he's targeting a turnover of about 15,000 crore rupees in the next 5 years, and this is excluding the cigarette business. Would you still continue your long-term bullish stance on the consumption theme?
Yes, I think this has been one sector that we've been bullish for a reasonable period of time. I think a little bit depends on how the monsoons pan out. So I think that is something that we'll have to watch out for. Of course, the relative growth versus the other sectors is also because of the base effect. So I would believe that this will continue to be a defensive sector. I hope the rains are good, and definitely in case the negative outlook continues, then it will be a sector which will outperform.
ANIL REGO, thanks for joining in live on the show with your thoughts on the market and sectors as well. Let's get in another fundamental view